pretty much just walked through the front door of my house after 30 plus hours in airports and international flights, and I need to stay awake to get my sleeping back in order, but I need to find a way to stay awake because I need to go back to work tomorrow, and it's 7 in the morning and I've got to stay up until at least 9 o'clock tonight. So I've been holding off doing this just because it's a boring, shitty job, but I've got the parts here, so I've got to do it. I'm going to get the Senator up and we're going to do a transmission service. Now I've got all the stuff here already. I've got a Ryco RTK3 transmission kit, which I'm hoping is right because these have a 4L60 in them and not a Turbo 700 like most 5 litres do. And I've got some Penrite Dextron 3 trans fluid. So get this thing up and give it a go. Now unfortunately these stupid things don't have a drain plug, so you just got to sort of back out all these 13 mils for the pan and just drop one corner to let all the fluid drain out, and then you can pop this off without making a mess, hopefully. Oof, they are not tight at all. Look at that. I reckon I can undo these by hand. Look. Now I know these are only supposed to be 12 Newton meters, but Jesus, it feels super loose. I have a feeling I'm about to make a mess here, but some of it went in the drain bucket. So just a heads up to anyone doing this at home, it's a way better idea to undo the front ones instead of the back and tilt it this way, because now with them all off, it's stuck on the cross member, so I got to drop the front anyway, and I think I'm about to make an even bigger mess. Why do I have a feeling you got to drop the cross member to get this out? I missed a bolt. How stupid. Oh god, it's like a bloodbath under here. How dumb. That's why I wouldn't drop, because there's one bolt still on there. Idiot. And there we go. Oops, the old cork junk. And you know what's the best thing about having an ultrasonic cleaner at your disposal? Is you just throw every single bloody thing in there. Of course I knocked the GoPro over. Oh, there's a lot of fluid coming out of that too. Now the good thing is I got the right trans filter. And after about half an hour in the ultrasonic, that's what you get. A new filter on. New gasket on the pan. We jam this thing in, torque it up, fill it with oil, and see what happens. There we go, all snug and clean. I'll fill her up with some ATF and see how bad it leaks. Now when you do stuff to your car, even if it's just a transmission service, I reckon the worst thing is then getting in the car and making sure that the car still drives, shifts, does what it's supposed to do after you've touched stuff, because who the hell bloody knows if I've made it even worse. So just take it for a quick bust around the block, make sure it gets all the gears, goes backwards in R, and does everything that it needs to do. Oh, let's do that 5 litre. Does everything it needs to do. So look, even though it's something small like dropping oil, changing a filter and putting oil back in it, you never know, especially someone like me. I'm not a mechanic or anything, so I just like to feel I'm pretty mechanically minded, but stuff can go wrong very, very quickly when you don't know what you're doing. But everything works as it should, so 10 out of 10. And while we're in the car here, is there someone, I'm sure there is, I just realized that I left the bonnet open too, so I'm going to pull over here. Is there someone around that fixes these factory Eurovox tape decks? Because this one, so turn it on, screen comes on, a number 1, but I got nothing. I just got a noise, if you can hear it. But I got nothing. It does the channels 1, 2, 3, blah 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 blah, but nothing's happening. Is there anyone that fixes these things? Because I'd like to get that working. So the next thing on the agenda for this video, which is actually the main point of this video, is these stupid bloody things. So on every, well, pretty much every VR VS Commodore I've seen, these are stuffed. And this one is no exception. This side is actually the good side. Here is all good until the bottom here. As you can see, it all goes, I don't know, it goes like really textury and loses the paint. And even here on this one. So this is the good side. This side is even worse. Oof! Like, look at that. It's pretty much the whole mold, all the way down. That one is absolutely shit house. So, a lot of people have online always asking about, you know, how to do this, and I've always screenshot people's methods to fixing these. And I thought today, it's a nice warm day, good day for painting, so let's give it a go. I'm actually going to do maybe this first and see how it comes out, and I will show you the exact process of what everyone else does. I'll show you everything so you can give it a go yourself, and we'll see how good it comes out. And this here is everything I'm using. This is obviously just sandpaper, but around the 240, there you go, 240 on top. Around the 240, just to get where it's really rough, to get it back flat again. Most people are using 240, so I'm going with that. I've got some acrylic primer. Now, a few people said to use like a filler primer if you can't sand out the roughness, so, you know, depends how bad yours are to what you use. Obviously just some satin black and some sort of scotchy pads just to rough up the areas that are still flat but you're painting over, so you just got to rough them up a bit. So let's give this a go. So first thing I'm going to do is mask all this off, including the glass, so that while I'm sanding I don't stuff the paint or the glass itself. And there we go, all masked up. What an absolute head, especially these corners, to try and not get much paint on the glass, which is not too bad anyway because you can just scrape it off with a razor blade, but sort of the body is the most important part. But we are ready to sand. So it's sanded about as good as I can get it with 240. There's still a few little bits that are a bit textured, but I'll just go a bit heavier with the primer when I lay it on, and hopefully it fills it in. Ideally you'd use a filler primer like on those bits, but I don't have it, so too bad. So that's it for the primer. I went really heavy in the areas where there was still a little bit of pitting, like on the bottom and sort of up here and on the top, and it's actually come out really good. I'm going to leave it overnight because I'm literally running out the door to go bet on the outcome of a go-kart race that I'm going to win. So we'll see how that one goes. So I left this overnight, as I said, and by the way, I won go-karting, of course. Primer's actually filled in a lot of the stuff that I couldn't sand out, and I'm just going to quickly go over it with some 1200 that I've got laying around just to get any little bits of shit that have dried in the primer, and then go over it with the satin black, and that'll be it. And now the moment of truth. I'm always scared about unmasking stuff on paint because before these videos took off, I did a couple of videos on the XE that I had, and we actually painted the engine bay here in this garage, and I had the guards masked up because we painted right to the edge of the guards, the engine bay, so that you did all the bolts and stuff like that. And when I unmasked it, it ripped a big chunk of paint off the guard. It was the most horrendous thing I've ever experienced. So I am now very, very careful when unmasking stuff, because you never know how good the car was painted previously. The prep underneath could be absolutely junk. That came out bloody good. I'm so happy with that.
Untamed, the beast to control, a stage for the bold or a shovel for the soul. But once it was whispers, now it's shouting from screams, truth tangled and wide.
Now this is by no means the most perfect job in the world, but for the measly price of, I don't know, maybe 50 bucks, and if you actually stuck at it a couple of hours, you could have this done. It makes a massive difference to this car, and will to any VRVS, because they've all gone to shit on these rear quarter trims. So let me know, is there a better process? Have you done it and had a way better outcome? I don't know. I did it the way that I thought is the way to do it, so, and it came out really good. I'm super happy with it. This side was really, really bad. Came out awesome, as well as this side. Very, very happy. Now, because my videos are like 3 to 4 weeks apart at the moment, actually 3 weeks from now I'm going overseas again. It's the 3rd time this year, but lucky for you guys, this is a 99% car only trip, and I'm gonna try and absolutely smash some videos. Let me know in the comments where you think I'm going. It should be pretty simple. So the next video will most likely be me overseas with the boys doing car stuff. Try to film as much as I can and have an absolute ball. Before I put it away again, I thought I'll get it out and have a look at sort of the whole car outside. It is absolutely filthy, but what a difference that makes. Holy cow. They came out absolutely amazing. Super, super happy with that. Whew. Impressed myself with that one.